Thank you so much for coming out and for all that you do to make this neighborhood and our city such a vibrant and inclusive and welcoming place. I have always loved the opportunity in the spring to get around to every single neighborhood and, most importantly, to bring our incredible team with us. So one more round of applause for Sarah, who's just jumped in but is already working so hard and doing so much to make sure we can serve every need here. And shout out to all of the city workers who are here. Can you raise your hand if you work for the city? Thank you, thank you. So we have basically almost every department represented. All of our cabinets are here, from public safety to housing, our Office of LGBTQ plus advancement, ISD, water and sewer, climate, public health represented, our community coordinated response team. Shout out to all that they're doing, and everyone else. So you'll see as you kind of make your way around, there are different tables, you can get information, and please see yourselves as not just getting information for you, but you are now officially drafted as ambassadors for the city to be able to share that information with everyone in your neighborhood as well. I want to invite up any of my colleagues in elected office to come up too, so they can say a quick hello if they stand in the perfect spot for this microphone. And I want to thank them for all of their partnerships. So I'm joined here today by City Council President Ruthzee Louijeune, Councilor Erin Murphy, Councilor John Fitzgerald, Councilor Santana, your district Councilor Ed Flynn, as well as your state representative John Moran. All of us are working together in a very difficult moment with so many different challenges, and we know that the South End in particular for many years has seen a lot of the most intense impacts of challenges that cities around the country are experiencing. We've been working really hard along the vision and goal to make Boston a home for everyone. For me, home is where your basic needs are met, where you're happy, healthy, and safe. Home is where your dreams can grow, and home is when you're with the people that you love. So we see home, of course, as everything under Chief Dillon's domain, housing that's affordable and safe and healthy, but also public parks should be home. Shout out to Ryan Woods and the best parks department anywhere. Libraries should be home. I know we want to keep going on the South End Library, and we have lots of conversations about that. Community centers and schools and all of our public safety infrastructure, that is all meant to make everyone welcome, connected, and create opportunities for every generation. So I want to thank everyone for your part in that. The last thing I'll do before I pass it on is there was an opportunity to submit questions beforehand, so I'll go through the ones that we got. 2 are on non-mass and cast issues, and all the rest are on the other types of issues, so we'll bundle some of them. First, what is being done to solve the rat problem in the South End? Okay, does anyone from Environmental Services or ISD want to help take a crack? Come on up. Shout out to Mike.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My name is Mike Mack, and I work for the Environmental Service. We handle about 90% of the rodent calls in the city, and under Mayor Wu's guidance, we've been using more non-lethal ways of getting rid of the rodents with the RX burrow machine, the smoke machine, and dry ice. And these allow us to rid the rodents without even dangerous secondary poisoning around for any animals that might come upon the dead rat. And and it takes leadership like this to make changes in the city of Boston. We're lucky to have her. Thank you.
This has been a big issue. Councilor Flynn and the City Council have been championing how do we make sure we're coordinating among all the departments and really have a point of accountability. So we've been working hand in hand to ensure that it's not just any single department's issue, but it really is fundamentally about the food sources and containerization. And so there is actually a related question here. When will the garbage contract allow later pickup so that garbage is not left out overnight? Is Dennis here?
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Dennis Roach. I'm the Superintendent of Waste Reduction for Boston Public Works. So we are under contract now for the next 3 years with our current contractor, Capital Waste. But within that period of time, we'll be able to try some pilot programs in certain neighborhoods, and those will be centered around containerization for rodents and things like that. That may be some adjustments in pickup times. One of the things we struggle with in pickup times is in order to collect trash efficiently across all neighborhoods, trash trucks often roll into one neighborhood early in the morning and then service the other neighborhood in the afternoon. So we have to be careful about when we make and adjust pickup times that we don't have an alter effect on other afternoon service and things like that. And we're effectively getting trash off the streets as quickly as we can in all neighborhoods to help with the cleanliness of the city, but also the rodent issue.
Who has the food waste contract?
The food waste contract is serviced by a contractor called Garbage to Garden and Save That Stuff. They are under contract for the next couple of years. You can see our table situated over here. We have plenty of space if anybody wanted to actively sign up for food waste program.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so the rest of these, I'm going to just read them all real quick. They're pretty interrelated, and then if Brian and Captain Sweeney or Sergeant Mascartola or anyone from our teams want to come up, we'll just make sure you get to share a little bit of what you're thinking. Okay, so please address mass and CAS. What is the plan? What is the city doing to address the migration of unhoused and or drug-dependent individuals who are overtaking the streets near BMC? Can you please address concrete plans that deal with drug use in the residential areas of the South End, especially the BMC area? What's the city doing to stop groups forming on the corners or alleys or hidden nooks? And when is the Long Island Recovery Hospital going to be available? What is the plan to support the neighbors in the area? Okay, so all of these are I'll just give come on up everyone, and I'll give a quick, just kind of where we are high level, which is that the coordination of all of our teams, and thank you to Tanya Del Rio, who's also here, who's formerly in this role, now running ISD. So there are lots of people who have been working to put together an approach that has seen some significant advances, but we knew from day one that this wasn't going to be, it wasn't a challenge that was created overnight and certainly wasn't going to be solved overnight. We have seen progress in what is one of the most foundational parts of the challenge, which is tents and encampments, because once those tents and encampments form, then it becomes a hub, and a lot of public health and public safety dangers from living on the street without running water or without heat, and you can't see what's happening inside those tents as well. And so BPD and our public health teams have been doing an incredible job coordinating since the November mass operation, where many residents were moved into low threshold housing and or shelter or reunited with families. The tent ordinance has been used a little over 30 different times in order to prevent new encampments from popping up and connecting people to housing in those situations as well. We have citywide mobile outreach teams that are looking to provide services wherever that's needed. Of course, drug trafficking anywhere on our streets is not legal, and the teams are working very diligently, and there have been many more examples of enforcement on that front. Gathering on a street and just sort of standing around is not illegal. So there's a line between how we make sure that there are public spaces that are accessible while ensuring safety throughout, and sometimes it can be difficult to see a particular interaction. That's why we encourage everyone, whenever you see something that doesn't feel right, please reach out to the city. You can call 911, you can call 311. Don't feel like, the teams are very good at prioritizing the need, so don't feel like you shouldn't call because you might take away time from another more serious incident around the city. That leave that up to our call takers and 911 operators to decide that. And having that data actually logged of where you're seeing something that's concerning helps us drive our bigger picture strategy, because the teams are still coming together every single day and then weekly with all of our community partners to assess how we can best move forward. We know that especially with the warmer weather, it's going to take more coordination and even more focus. So I'll just pass it down the line for everyone here to say a quick word. They've been working so hard, and I'm so grateful for their efforts.
Thank you, Mayor Wu. It's honored to be here with you and colleagues in government. Honored to represent the residents of the South End. I got here early. I had an opportunity to talk with a lot of the South End residents. If anyone has any neighborhood quality of life issues, please give me a call, please give me an email. That's my job, is helping to ensure we resolve these issues. Honored to be here, honored to represent the South End. Thank you, Mayor Wu. I'll pass it along to City Councilor at Large, Henry Santana. Henry?
Thank you, Councilor. Good morning, South End. My name is Henry Santana. I have the great honor of serving as your Boston City Councilor at Large. I'm in my 5th month in my role, and just like my councilor colleague Ed Flynn just said, my office is also available and accessible to you all. Any quality of life issue, constituent service, please feel free to reach out, shoot me a call, email, we're there. So I'm happy to be with you all this morning, and happy Monday. I'll pass it over to your district councilor, John Fitzgerald.
Thank you, everybody. Good morning. Welcome out on this beautiful day. My name is John Fitzgerald, District 3 City Councilor. I do have this area as Peters Park as well, a portion of the South End, along with my friend and colleague Ed Flynn and others. It's great to be here. We'll be here for a while afterwards. We've heard from you guys. Our office has heard from you guys. We understand the concerns, working with the mayor's administration and our own office to help address all these issues. Thank you very much for having us out, and I'm happy to hear from you from after this. Thank you. Now introducing my colleague, City Councilor at Large, Erin Murphy.
Good morning, South End. It's wonderful to be here. I also got here a little early, and I have to say, shout out to my college intern. She's a Dorchester girl, Carly, who's back from her first year and Chicago so she's here at Loyola. But one thing, when I walked around and talked to all the different departments with her and introduced her, it's just overwhelming. Like, we have an amazing city. We have so many departments, and one of the things that I know my colleagues and my colleagues at the state level too is connecting you to the services that are here in the city and making sure that your quality of life is exactly what you need and you want. Honored to represent the South End. I was here on Saturday at your Little League parade, and yesterday too. I do want to give a shout out to all the city departments. Many of you I saw yesterday along Dorchester Ave at our first open street, so thank you for coming out and showing up and being here for the neighbors, so they know who to call, who to reach out to get the answers that you need and deserve. So I will pass it off to your state representative, John Moran.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everybody. I represent the 9th Suffolk District. Really proud to be here. I actually am running in my June 7th. I was sworn in last year, so it'll be about a year. And I think in the year I learned 3 things, and one of them is that we have a great Chairman Michlewitz, Erin Michlewitz, who represents obviously part of the South End. We have a great friend in terms of someone who really cares about the South End, and with myself making sure that the organizations that serve this great community are all well funded and well attended to. So I'm really grateful for Chairman Michlewitz for that. I also learned that we have a really amazing group of leaders throughout the South End. I really just represent them. They really are unsung heroes, the different 17 neighborhood associations, and they should be definitely praised for all their efforts. And finally, I definitely learned that it's amazing to work in a city where the state and the city have great collaboration. And so, it could be a small thing like calling up a couple days ago. I called up and there needed to be some fixing around Ringgold Park. The city was there in one day and did all that work. Or it could be something like the Southwest Corridor, where the state and the city collaborated together with a balance of public safety and enforcement to make sure that we had the right assets on that Southwest Corridor. Those folks did a great job. So those are the 3 things I learned, and just happy and proud to serve you, Suffolk 9. Thanks. Oh, and I'll introduce also Ruthzee, Louijeune.
Hello, South End. Thanks for bringing out the sun. It's a lovely day. I'm Ruthzee, Louijeune, President of the Boston City Council and at-large City Councilor. Just really happy to be with all of you. Happy to work alongside all of my colleagues to address your needs. Like State Rep Moran said, there are so many strong and committed and dedicated civic leaders here in the South End, and it's a privilege to work alongside of you every day. I want to introduce my new Community Engagement Director, Sierra Walker, who is started with me. This is our 2nd week, and we will be very intentional in making sure that we show up with all of you and deeply in community. So thank you, South End. I have the pleasure of introducing your other state rep, Chair of House Ways and Means.
Thank you, Councilor. Good morning, everyone. It's so great to be here. I just want to thank the mayor for continuing this tradition that she does every year, carrying it on from previous mayors and continuing giving the opportunity to have this engagement. I want to thank the city workers that are in the house here for everything that they do and making our lives a little bit easier in the work that they do. A lot of them go unrecognized. A lot of them don't get the, they do the dirty work, the things you don't want necessarily see out there. And I thank them for doing the day in and day out work in the city of Boston. And I just want to say, so proud to represent the South End. I know John represents the majority of the South End now. I gave up some of the South End to John. Not that I didn't love you all, but I had to, that's the way the numbers worked. But it's great to see some old friends here and some new faces as well. We have a lot of work that we're doing up at the State House right now. Just got the budget done. John, you got all your earmarks. Don't worry about it. Everything worked out. South End was taken care of. Don't worry. And we're very lucky though, in terms of the work that we get to do, and every day get up to go to the State House and work hard for all you. And it's something we appreciate, something we're honored to do. And I thank all my partners here behind us in the city and the state workers as well for everything that they do. So great day, wonderful, happy to be here. Thank you for having me, and I'm going to pass it back to our mayor, Mayor Wu.